So the problem is express a pressure of 155 kilopascal gauge as an absolute pressure if the local pressure is 100 kilopascal. So the absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. So the 155 kilopascal gauge, basically this is to convert to absolute pressure. So the absolute pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure is equal to 100 kilopascal, then the gauge pressure is equal to 155 kilopascal. So absolute pressure is equal to 255 pressure. We need to add 100 plus 155, so this 255 kilopascal. So absolute pressure, we need to put A near in the KPA to denote this is absolute pressure. So this is the answer. 255 kilopascal absolute pressure. So the problem is express a pressure of 225 kilopascal absolute as a gauge pressure. The local atmospheric pressure is 125 kilopascals. And then the atmospheric pressure is given at 125 kilopascal. Then the absolute pressure is given by 225 kilopascal. So the absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. So the gauge pressure is equal to absolute pressure minus the atmospheric pressure. So the absolute pressure, it is 225 kilopascal. Then the atmospheric pressure is the 125 kilopascal. So 225 kilopascal minus 125 kilopascal is equal to 100. Is equal to 225 minus 125 is equal to 100. So gauge pressure is equal to 100 kilopascal gauge. Express a pressure of 10.9 psi as a gauge pressure. The local atmospheric is 20.5 psi. So the absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. Gauge pressure is equal to absolute pressure minus atmospheric pressure. So the absolute pressure is 10.9 psi. Then the atmospheric pressure is 20.5 psi. So the 10.9 minus 20.5. 10.9 minus 20.5 is equal to negative 9.6. So the gauge pressure is negative 9.6 psi. So this is the pressure that is negative. So we say that also as a vacuum pressure. So we can say that 9.6 vacuum pressure psi to vacuum pressure. So if we remove the negative, if we negative no, move this now. So if we move this into positive, we call this 9.6 vacuum pressure. So it means that we need to transfer the term also as a vacuum pressure. But if we insert a vacuum pressure in our problem, we say absolute pressure if it is equal to atmospheric pressure minus the atmospheric pressure. So 20.5 minus 9.6 psi. So it will be we'll go back to the absolute pressure of 10.9. So in the fourth problem, express a pressure of negative 6.2 psi as an absolute pressure. So in this problem, there is no negative volume of atmospheric pressure. So we will assume a standard atmospheric pressure. So absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. So absolute pressure is equal to so we will assume a standard atmospheric pressure. So this is a psi. So we can use atmospheric pressure. That the standard atmospheric pressure is 14.7 psi. So 14.7 psi plus the negative negative 6.2 psi. So 14.7 minus 6.2. So it is absolute pressure is equal to 8.5 psi is the answer in the fourth problem.